So earlier you said that helium-3 couldn't survive on Earth, so how would we get it back here?
Um, yeah, it doesn't survive our atmosphere, so it would have to be stored in containers that don't allow any oxygen in, and it would have to be carefully, moved back and forth from the moon to here and then stored properly here in order for our atmosphere not to eat up the helium-3 that we have took from the moon.
Okay, so it's the oxygen that kills the
It's
helium-3
our
then?
atmosphere, yeah. It can't survive our atmosphere like it can on the moon.
Okay. And have there been studies that it is safe for our atmosphere?
Not any studies that I've come across, but I think it's similar to like carbon monoxide, where it's not safe in large quantities, but as long as anyone's not exposed to a large quantity of it, I think that it's pretty safe to just use as a source of energy here, yeah.
Okay. So then we wouldn't be able to use large quantities of it for the future?
Um, Large quantities as in someone's specifically exposed to a large quantity, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I would relate it mostly to carbon monoxide. If you were to trap yourself in a garage with the car running and you were exposed to a large amount of it all at once,
Uh-huh.
it could potentially be fatal, but I think the way that I'm thinking we can use it here on Earth, it wouldn't be so much that it would be fatal to humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so China also wants to go mine for the moon, so who determines how much each country gets?
Right. There would have to be some sort of treaty or pre-agreement that we would have to come up with, and that we would both have to agree on before we, went up there and decide. I guess we could work together, and maybe that would be easier for us to divide it up because we use some of our technology and some of their technology, and if we possibly could work together, then I think we can distribute it together and it would be more equal and fair.
Okay. And so helium-3 needs fusion power, but there's no fusion reactors made yet, so how would we solve this problem?
Right. I think we would have to take into consideration in our budget that we would need to come up with fusion reactors um, before we went up there and harnessed it all. I didn't realize that it needed fusion reactors. I didn't come across that on the web, so I would think we would just need to take that into our budget before we went up there.
Okay.
One more question.